What is going on YouTube? So in today's video, first let me just say that I am no way, shape, or form sponsored by this company, but I will leave y'all the link in the description below, so check the description below for this product in case it does work. I have no idea if it's gonna work, but what we're gonna be installing today is an electronic boost gauge. So essentially it should read in numbers instead of like the old dial format like most boost gauges. I thought it would be a pretty cool touch, and I thought it would fit with the actual air fuel ratio gauge better, since that's in digital format, and I think it'll make it look a lot nicer inside, you know, the car, and just a little bit more of an OEM plus look to it. But hopefully this goes smooth. It appears to have two pieces. You got the gauge that goes in the car, and you got this other, like, I guess it's like the reader that goes somewhere in the engine bay, I assume. And then you just kind of run the wires into the car instead of actually having to run the actual, like, instead of having to run this all the way inside the car, now you just run it to this, which then I guess you'll mount this in the engine bay. And then this wire in here, a bit of this actually goes inside to connect with the gauge itself. And yeah, it appears to be pretty simple. And really that's one of the main reasons I went with this, is because I don't like the fact that right now I have this long vacuum line that runs this black line right here. I don't know how well y'all can see that, but this one runs all the way through the firewall inside the car. And I'm just not the biggest fan of that. I think for safety reasons and me not like having a hole appear in the line itself, I feel like it'd be better if I can make it shorter and just connect this somewhere nicely on the firewall and run my wires in the car, because wiring is a whole lot tougher than this. I just don't trust this long of a run all the way inside the car. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get started on this. Again, make sure you check the link in the description for that product. I will leave the exact link. It was about $22 when I bought it. So if it works, I think we got us some gold here, guys. Before anybody says anything about max speed and rides, that is a max speed and ride gauge that's in here now. But I don't like the fact that it's in bar. Yeah, so as you can see, it's actually in bar. And I'm not the biggest fan of it, but it's a really clear, simple setup. And for some reason on their website, it was showing a PSI one, but they're telling me that that's the one that I have, but this is definitely not PSI, this is bar. And I don't like that it's in bar. I'd rather have it in actual PSI. But yeah, other than that, it's a great gauge. AEM over there, and yeah. Let's go ahead and get this inside tore out and see if we can get this old gauge out. So fast forward about 30 or 40 minutes or so, and I've just been cracking away on trying to get this kind of wired up nicely, and I think I did pretty darn good myself. So I got the little sending unit or whatever you call mounted on the firewall back here, and I've already got the wires ran that come inside of the car. So the vacuum line is hooked up to the unit in the engine bay as well. So all that's really left is to cut these to length and wire them in with the wiring from the old boost gauge, as well as the sending wire that goes into the engine bay. So once I get all of that done, it should come on. We're gonna test it, of course. Hopefully it'll work, because yeah, I don't know, they won't it's calling for you to send the wires under there to the battery and the wires in here to the battery, like the ground. But I'm thinking because it's Chinese, they're saying to the negative on the battery, but maybe they mean a ground source. I'm hoping, because I just grounded that one in the engine bay, and then I'm gonna ground the actual the gauge in here to the ground that's in here. So I'm hoping that'll work. I hope I don't have to run wires all the way to the battery. That would be kind of stupid, but yeah, I'm gonna jump on this, try to get this wire, and we'll give it a test, and then yeah, hopefully we can get everything put back together and take it for a little rip. All right, fam. So I tested it once before I put it all back together and found that the ground point that I used in the engine bay was kind of interfering with the rest. I used the one on the thermostat, which is really touchy, and it was working, but like it was like doing some other weird stuff. So I ended up just changing the ground point in the engine bay, and I haven't tried it since, but I do know that now when I turn the car on, it doesn't make the weird noises and stuff it did before. So got everything back, and it is now time to test this out. Oh man, that's it, bro. That's so cool, man. Like, is this thing, that thing is reading voltage, right? Or is that just PSI? It might just be PSI. Let's start and see. That's voltage, bro. Like, this thing is really reading voltage. Like, what the? Yo, did it really just do that? Like, what? Did it just switch to PSI? Like, I don't have any way of controlling it. It just did that on its own. What in the flip? Bro. Like, this shit literally just switched over and it's now reading PSI, but it was reading voltage while it, like, what? Car is warming up. Still cold though, but she's starting to warm up a little bit. So we're in the car now, boys, and gonna see if we can't make some boost here. And see what it does, man. I mean, it's seeming like it's working so far, so try it out. I can't go super hard because I gotta hold this phone and shift, but we're gonna see if we can get some boost in. Third gear, roll into it. She's doing it. So guys, that's gonna pretty much wrap it up for this video. Again, so far this thing seems to work great, and it's also saying that I'm only making, I think at the max it was about 12 pounds or something like that. So I don't know if it's just off. James did say that a lot of times these will be off by a few PSI. I don't know if it's just off or those bolts that I put in the wastegate may be leaking, because he also told me that if you don't use the crush washer, sometimes these can leak, and I just have a stack of washers under there. So it could be just losing a couple pounds from that, which I will definitely be addressing here like ASAP. Definitely gonna check on that, but again, I would not have known had it not been for the digital style gauge. That's why I really wanted to convert it over to this style, but she's pretty good now. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe this video. I will catch y'all next time. Respect all bills. Peace out.